All right, now let me see if I can bring Julia in here. Hi, everybody. Just bear with me. Okay, wait. Let me see if I can bring her in. Yes. All right, come on in here. Add to stream. All
Yay!
right.
Now you
Yay!
can hear me.
All right. Okay, good,
Oh,
good, good. Okay. Now
trying
let
to
me
keep
go here.
everything straightened
All
here.
right, wonderful, wonderful. Hi, sweet
Hello, I
treat.
love that. I love that.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. This is the butterfly, and this is my special guest. I call her Sweet Treat, but her name is Julia Treat.
Did you know
And
my
I want
name
you
means
guys to
butterfly?
show her some love. I'm sorry.
My name means butterfly.
Yes, we're both the butterflies of the world, aren't we? Now, I'm so excited that you agreed to be on my show today.
Oh,
Ever
thank
since
you.
I saw you on the Red Pill show, and you were talking about Archangel Michael, as soon as you started to speak about this particular angel, I don't know why I was so emotional. Like watching the
Mhm.
whole thing is just like, but not in a bad way. It just was like I just was overwhelmed with emotion, and I don't know why, because I've heard the Archangel's Michael's name before, but it just I don't know, it just hit me in a different way, and I just have to talk to her. I have to
Aw,
talk to her.
that means a lot. I wonder. That's wonderful. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
he's been
Well,
one of my main guides. He's just helping me be a warrior for God this whole time. So yeah.
awesome,
My
awesome.
favorite angel, like I call him, I always call him like my besties, like my best friend. Archangel Michael's with me all the time. And, he's helping me with the Rainbow Crew, the Christ consciousness children
Yeah,
who are on the way. And
yes,
it's a mighty crew of love. So I understand that whole emotional thing when you hear something and then you just feel different. It's like,
yes,
it's crocodile tears, but it's like tears of joy or love, like almost like
yes.
family members.
Yes. I have never been so. I mean, I've always been emotional. Don't get me wrong, and I've always gotten flack for it. But
Come here.
for the last couple of months, I've been emotional in a totally different way, as if like like when you know that you have family, but you've never met them, but you know that they're like a loving family, and it's not, no, not that you've never met them. You had forgotten them, but
Yep.
now you're remembering them, and then their energy is coming so close to you that it's just making you feel like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's my birthday, Christmas, everything wrapped up.
I
You
hear
know
you.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just get really overwhelmed with emotion, and I'm gonna shut my mouth, and I wanna ask just a question, starting with the Rainbow Children. How did you first come in contact with the Rainbow Children, and and also part two of that question, how do you know if the Rainbow Children are around you?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. And I do have two fur babies that I keep looking over. Just they're getting their nap now that they know mommy's working again. As soon as I start on talking on here, they're so if I'm looking around, I'm looking at them. But
That's okay. That's okay.
so
I
I
love my podcast to be natural. So just do whatever. If you need to cuss, if you need to do whatever. Because I was watching one of your
oh that's a
podcasts, and she
given.
said,
That's a
I
given.
don't
I would cut.
fucking care. And I was so cute.
Yeah, so there's power in the word. There's power in the word "fuck." First of all, if we just get past an issue of saying it, come on, it's just a word, okay?
Right,
But
right,
yeah,
right.
so people, your listeners might not know this, but I was a speech pathologist, had a master's degree in that. I had a private practice for several years,
Mhm,
seeing children, and
mhm.
I was not looking for any kind of gig of being a medium or angel intuitive. I guarantee you, I was not looking for that on a conscious level. And I hit what I would consider my rock bottom, and it was big time rock bottom. I lost everything: my marriage, um, my practice, my health, everything. I had everything. I lost everything, and that is actually when I called God back into my life, and I sometimes things have to get super quiet for us to realize that God's been talking to us. And, I was raised a preacher's kid, and I actually, I pushed God out. So I was raised in all this judgment and things. And I'm like, well, guess what? Then I don't want God in my life. Then fine. If you're going to judge me, then go on your merry way. Like, I had such an attitude about it.
Yeah.
So when I hit that rock bottom, and I literally just called to God and like, give me a lifeline. That's when I learned about Archangel Michael. That is actually where I started learning about angels. And I got to know the angel. I just started, calling them in and working with them and like, show me what you're about. Let me feel your energy. What are you going to help me with? Started tuning in. And then a year or so later, a friend of mine was actually getting ready to leave her physical. I call this our costume. I do.
Yes, absolutely.
Physical costume. And when she was in the hospital getting ready to leave this physical costume, that is when I opened up to my abilities as a medium. And so I'm giving this backstory so you can understand. I know that God had a plan always. You will be connected with the angels and Jesus and your crew before you ever start connecting with departed souls, number one, because I never do this work alone. The crew, my guides, which eventually ended up in all of a sudden meditation. I'm connecting with this group of children. I'm like, wow, who are you and what are you about? And so they're always laughing and giggling, but I can understand it's like they're communicating telepathically, but all I hear is giggles, but I know what they're saying. And so.
Yes, I understand that. That reminds me of an exercise I had with my professor. It's like we had to have a conversation just saying our name. And it was like the different connotations, the way you said your name, it's like you meant something different. So I totally get that.
Yeah, there's so many ways that we can really tap in. So many ways. So when they started communicating with like, I see things as movies in my head quite often. It didn't start out like that. I mean, I really had to open up to my gifts, and I had a mentor, and I found, she helped me. But it turned into now movies and things in my head. And I saw these children walking up a mountain, this very steep mountain, and they each had their own spirit animal, their main spirit guide animal walking them up the mountain. Some had a giraffe, one had a bear, and hang on, Gracie's going to come say hi.
Okay,
she needs a haircut, but there she is.
Hi, Gracie. Hi, Gracie.
She's like, my mom is always working. And her sister's Macy and Gracie. So she was in her little bed here. All right. So should I carry on? Are we ready?
Yes, carry on. Yes.
So these children, I saw them walking up this mountain. Now, I didn't know anything other than I'm just seeing a lot of children walk up a mountain. They had each animal like a bear, or maybe they had a wolf or a snake. A snake is not always a bad thing. We have to remember that there is light and dark in everything. So
yes.
They're walking up the mountain, and I realized that they're here on this mission, but I don't know what the mission is yet. I'm just like, aren't you all cute walking up that mountain? And you have a purpose. You have this purpose. Yes. But the more I tuned into them, I started realizing that they were a special group of children. Now, I call them the Rainbow Crew, but I'm going to say I separate that from Rainbow Children. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what the Rainbow Crew, what they told me it means. First of all, Rainbow Children, I think a lot of people consider those to be children that come after a miscarriage. Okay, so that's just one term, and I just want to say that because I'm not saying they're not that, but that's not what they come across as. We're not those that come after a miscarriage. I really feel these are children that have not been here. So I still receive clarity from them all the time. They clarify things for me constantly. Mm-hmm. And even the point where I said, okay, you are the divine children. I knew they were that, but I didn't have a word to put with it.
Yes.
We're the children of New Earth. I knew that. They started making that very clear. We're the children of New Earth. We're coming to create New Earth. Some of us will be coming before it is complete, but many of us are coming during that transition. So I started channeling them probably around 2015, but because of past lives, and I understand the power of past lives and how we carry things forward and we hang on to that fear. I didn't talk about them with anyone. I didn't mention them to anyone. I've seen many past lives where I'm teaching and mentoring the kids, and they were, I mean, literally tortured and killed in front of me.
Yes. Yes.
So I realized I was in a subconscious way thought that was going to protect them somehow, when I don't need to do that anymore. So there came a time when they're getting louder to me, like, okay, it's time to start mentioning us, because there's others that connect with us. So I had to start making videos and let people know. Their signs are the number 911, that's one wink, the number 36. And if anyone resonates with these, if you're not seeing them yet, don't be surprised if you start now. Okay, because sometimes when we hear something, it's our soul remembering, oh yeah, this is going to be my connection to the Rainbow Crew. 911, 36, little baby feathers, you'll start finding them, sometimes in your house, sometimes outside. Rainbows, even if they're rainbow snippets around your house. This is the Rainbow Crew. I'm trying to think, that's the 4 that I always mention. I'm going to take a break and have a little bit of my hemp coffee for a second. So these are, as I ask them more, you jump in anytime you want to talk, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. I started clapping because I have these like they're like wind chimes, but there's a crystal that hangs down from it, and sometimes when the crystals catch the light, there's rainbows all over my room. I mean, they're all over, and I've been trying to get but I had to move it, but I've been trying to get it back to where there's crystals all over my room again, because I just love it. I just get such a feeling when they're all over. So the one in my car, sometimes I'll get rainbows that dance across my face, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I just love rainbows.
Okay. Now I'm going to move this because I have a feeling. They just said move my monitor, and let's see. I think that, yeah, they tell me when to move. See these rainbow streaks right here?
Yes.
Okay. So they just said, I'm not kidding. They said move your monitor because we're right here. So I'm just showing you. This is coming in a window. I'm not doing anything other than moving this. But they just told me, like, move so that everybody, so see, they come through. It's really cool.
I got it.
I don't know why I'm getting like hell. I'm not used to being on this side of the screen.
I know. Look, if I go this way, then I'm gonna get out of the screen. So I have to go this way.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
So the Rainbow Crew are the Jesus energy. They're Christ consciousness beings. This is what they are. Hello, there's Red Pill. I'd say hi. I just saw him pop in.
Hi, Red Pill. Hi. Hi, guys.
Rainbow Crew in the house for sure. So they are, yeah, they are so exciting. They're,
I know. Look, I'm giddy.
This is why I'm always like this. I'm always like just laughing. My life is just joy. I hang out with them, and they're like, you all have been adulting way too long. We have to change this.
Yes. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play.
Well, I'm going to tell you how Archangel Michael comes into this, because as I teach kids classes and I talk to kids about Archangel Michael, he is God's superhero. That's how I explain it. He is like God's superhero. He's got his like capes, purple cape, and Archangel Michael is the force in front, like with the sword, like I am in front of you. You are all doing this, like, and sometimes there's actually, it looks like a sword in front of my face on videos, and I do him. And so, people connected with the Rainbow Crew is Archangel Michael, or beings, Archangel Michael, Jesus, Mary Magdalene. I know there's more. I'm just like pitching a blank. Yeah, I mean that's the main crew. As far as I do believe they are the lineage of Jesus Christ somehow. Now, again, I don't have all the answers, everybody. So
that's okay. That's okay.
I have a lot of opinions. I always do. And I'm like, okay, that's cool if you feel that way. I don't know yet. I actually listen to the crew. I don't listen to anyone else. I listen to them. They teach me, they tell me, and I learn. And so I hope that helps, like, understand who they are.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, okay.
There's a lot of pink in here today, though. A lot of pink.
I know that is so pretty. I look, that's my energy, pink energy.
I know, look, they're matching your name here down here.
I'm feeling so cotton candy because I'm like, I hope they come and see me. I hope they show up.
Well,
I've
they
been
are.
talking about them. Okay, so their name is the Rainbow Crew, not the Rainbow Children,
Well, there
because
are Rainbow children, but oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to butt in. It's your show.
no, that's okay. That's okay. You're my special guest. I want you to just go, because I know what I think, I know what I feel, but I just I don't know. This is just another level because okay, I had the dream the other night.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the other night, but it was like 2 months ago, and I'm a woman of a certain age, okay?
Me too.
So I don't so so I have one daughter and I have three grandchildren, right? But I had a dream about this little chocolate boy. But I had him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just been like, I don't know. So like when I heard about these rainbow children, I don't know. The other day when I was listening to your podcast and you were saying that you could, you want to know the name of your angels, it's time to just like ask their names, and a name will drop into your head. You'll try to, the name that kind of drops into my head. I don't know if I just materialized it, but I heard Gabriel.
Oh, no, wait, we have to trust what we get because our ego, which we've been programmed to believe that, which is bullshit. Our ego
Hmm.
try to say that that's not true, but you came up with the name and you got to go with the first thing. Yes, I love that. It's beautiful.
Okay. I heard Gabriel, and I also appreciate the fact that Archangel Michael sent the message that we can also call upon him, even though he may not be the one specifically working with us. We can call upon him for assistance. And I thought that was just so enormous, so enormous. And with hearing Gabriel, I don't know if I just wanted confirmation, but I've heard it again. It's like, look, this is me. You're going to take it or you're going to leave it. This is me. And
Mm-hmm.
there was one time when I heard like a galactic message. And sometimes when I hear those messages, I kind of like, because they're not, even though they say plainly, they're not actually what they say is not actually what they mean. We're not understanding exactly what they're meaning, if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, for instance, when they said we were on the when it was the solar event, in our minds, we were gonna get this blast of abilities and just be instantly connected to our other lives, and
Right.
all of our chakras were going to go pow, and the god bomb was going to drop. I mean, my imagination is pretty healthy, so that
No, a
was
lot of
just
people thought
probably
that's
me.
what it was going to be. A lot of people thought
my,
that.
my husband said to me, "You're just mad because you didn't turn into an X-Men, the same day." And I was like, well, no, but kind of like, yeah, I was expecting like to get an energy ball or something, but nothing like that happened. So,
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, listening to these messages, it's like I get other thoughts when I am my thought expands when I'm looking at it from different angles, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Can
Right?
I
So,
elaborate on like the Michael and Gabriel thing?
yes.
So that
Yes.
it might help you put the pieces together because Archangel Michael, yes, he works with all of us and behind the scenes, but it's so powerful when we call on him. And we're not taking it from anyone else. He can be anywhere. And Gabriel is the angel of pregnancy and births and is so and announced Jesus's birth. So I can see why you would connect with that angel, whether that's your own little baby angel or that's actually the angel saying you're part of this birthing of the Rainbow Crew and New Earth. Because I mean, I don't have my own children, but I feel like a mother to a million children.
Right.
And that's probably the reason. I mean, I have a boyfriend with 3 daughters and we have grandchildren. I don't have my own, and that for me makes sense because if I had my own, I'm not sure I could, for me, be in the position, whatever that means, of who I'm supposed to be for the Rainbow Crew, because I would be worried about two instead of a million. So, something else. Another point I was going to make. Oh, about the galactic message. So a lot of us were thinking. I mean, I saw too this big flash of light, and it made me think. Someone the other day said, why didn't you, because I was asleep for a long time. I thought I was awake when I opened my abilities, but I was still asleep with what was really happening here. And when I finally woke up, I was talking about that the other day on a video, and one of the comments was on my video, why didn't your angels, why didn't you listen to your angels? Why didn't they tell you that this was all a lie? And my response was immediate. I didn't even have to think about it. It was because it's not their job to wake me up. I had to find my way on myself. That great awakening that everyone's waiting for this flash of light. Well, we have to peel the layers of the onion. It's not like boom. Oh, I don't have to like look at anything inside. I don't have to look at any guilt or shame or doubt. I'm just all of a sudden this. Sorry, let me put that on. I live in a glass house with a lot of wind and trees right now, and so they are freaking out. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I mean, I hope that kind of helps put the perspective, because we all say, Macy, come on. We all think that. I mean, there's a lot of people. This is also not you. There's a lot of people in the victimhood state right now, and they're waiting for this to someone to be saved. And then now, well, before someone else was going to save me, now it's going to be Mr. T is going to save me. And I'm like, you are here to save yourself.
Yes. I got that download. Because I was like, I was so upset. Okay. I was like, look, because then there's other messages that's like, okay, well, you're going to have the message. Basically, the gist of the galactic messages is like, okay, we're here, but you got to clean up your own mess. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and then another side of me is like, well, fuck, you know, a lot of these stuff we didn't even do to ourselves. So why we have to clean all of this shit? Some of this stuff you guys are going to have to help us with. I'm sorry.
Oh, they have been helping. They've been through. So they've been blasting us. Yeah.
Right. So they said that. But yeah, we are helping you. We got all this shit out your way so you can see better what you really need to do to get better. You know
that is it. That is it right there. They are making it as obvious as possible. And once you know I was under a fucking spell, they did black magic on me. Well, I know now how powerful I am. And, you know, I'm to the point where I always say, like, I dare you to come find me, you fuckers. Because I know who I am now, and now you're running from me.
Yes, absolutely. You know, and that's so funny, because as I was getting the downloads and stuff, and when I realized, I was like, oh shit, I'm like, you know, I had watched a message from the Galactics, and they were kind of like saying in a jokey kind of way, but you know, there's some truth in every joke someone wants to tell, right? They're saying, they're calling us like the masters of giving away our power. So when I thought of that, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, yeah, I don't like that. You know, I don't like that. That means we need to take responsibility for everything that we want to happen in our lives, in our world. So that's why I always, every time I get the chance and I feel any kind of you know, just like negative energy rising, I just always say, you know what, the light has won. The light has won. You have to always walk by faith, by sight. And I get these because I've been getting these like ringing in my ear, like when I wake up in the middle of the night, around maybe 3 something to 4 something, I get this ringing in my ear when I actually sit up. And then I'm like, I go to the window. I don't know why. I go to the window. I'm looking outside, you know, and then out of nowhere, I'm just getting like, I feel like I'm whispering to myself, but I know it's not me whispering to myself, just being conversational about things that I may be wondering about. And when I do these things, I feel like these are my guides, you know, and trying to talk with me, and they always talk with me, but I really want to know my guides' names. I just want to know all of the people that have had a hand in guiding me, protecting me, just helping me keep the light in such a dense place,
Yep.
leading me to my husband, love that which they know that I needed in this realm because it was just getting way too hard, and I just really, and in addition to Gabriel, I want to know the rest of my guides and the people that's working with me. And I just wanted to know if there was a way that I could do that as well, because when I was meditating on a message that they were saying that you imagine yourself as a light worker coming home and a celebration, then you can kind of imagine, you can kind of envision the people around you that are working with you. So in my imagination, in my walk out in nature, it was snowing outside. I go outside and I just start to feel these feelings, and I get these images of myself dressed in red and gold and in a hall, and there are three. I keep saying three, but I'm missing this little one. There's a little one there. There's a child there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's three tall figures.
Yeah.
I don't know. I cannot feel whether their energy is masculine or feminine.
Yeah.
But I know there is three tall figures and there is a child figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a moment of sensing them all around me, hugging me, and just it was just like I felt like I belonged to them in a way that, when you belong to people, not only by genetics,
Yeah.
but by spirit. I felt like I was belonged to them in spirit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I know I understand all of that, and it makes perfect sense. And I know that there's ways you can find out names of your guides. And I know the power of questions and asking questions. And even if it's just, I'm ready, I want to get to know you. So at least one of you come forward and let me know, show me who you are. Let me know. It might not be in that moment, but then you might come across, that's how I learned one of my guides, Chief Joseph. I just started asking who you are. I knew I had this Indian chief guide, and I ended up seeing Chief Joseph everywhere. So I started looking into him, just learning about him. And then we started, communicating, if you will, just not necessarily like messages like that, but so ask, and this is for anyone, you can ask, even if it's an angel's name, like you asked. And then the first thing you get, the name or the word, that is, you got to trust your intuition. Your intuition is the first 2 to 3 seconds, and then your ego's involved. So you have to go to the very first thing that you get, and then trust that. And then if you want to test it, all right. So my first angel that I learned was Ariel. That was my first angel's name. And then I said, all right, if this is really your name, then I want to see your name everywhere. Well, the next couple of days, I saw it everywhere. I saw it on the side of a semi truck driving by. It was the main character in a book I was reading. I picked up, Ariel was everywhere within 2 days. I still follow up with questions. It's so important to ask questions. If we're always, I'm not going to say demanding, but just if we're all like, please, it's just like, but if you say, what would it take? Or what's your name? Or what, asking the questions, then we're opening it up for them to be able to connect with us. That helps.
Very interesting. I'm just trying to put some comments up here because, I'm terrible with that. I'm terrible.
I'm going to say Rabbits Warren. I think you're the one that had some amazing testimonials. If you would ever consider emailing me, I'd love to use I think I wanted to get a hold of you.
Yes, Rabbits Warren. She has not only does she have some amazing testimonials, she does a beautiful. She's an author. She wrote a wonderful book that she does readings every night. We're doing a chapter reading of her book.
Nice.
Wonderful. Yes, she actually. Yeah, she does it in her crystal room.
Who's the one that had the something with the hemp works that something, but anyway, if you did, just email me, julia@juliatreat.com. I'd love to hear your testimonial.
Yes. The CBD is a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing. I've been taking CBD myself Ever since my coworker introduced me to it, because I'm a like a marijuana girl myself. I always felt like that kept me, regular. You know what I'm saying? See,
Yeah.
she said you got it.
Gifts
I always
gifts
felt
from
like that kept
Gaia.
me
We have
regular.
to. And God created
But
everything we ever needed. They just convinced us otherwise. This control that made its way in here to this space that we are in, and
yes,
but now we're going back to what our soul knows it needs. And something with
yes,
CBD, this hemp work, that just, I'm going to tell you, it just removes the web from your third eye. It just removes
yes,
the
it
web.
does. It does. It
You're
does.
free.
It does. I mean, like when I used to, when I kind of like the THC for like the shaman property and like the giggle property, but what I like for the with the CBD is that it, because even with the THC and everything, I still had anxiety. I still couldn't sleep. I still couldn't get my mind to shut up. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And if I hadn't found CBD before I found out about all of this foolishness that they were doing to the children, it
Right.
probably it probably would have killed me. Because I'm an empath, so I have to be careful, with people I'm around, things that I do or whatsoever. But this dark to light, I know that I had to go through the dark,
No
no
shit.
matter how it made me feel. And I was angry as hell. I was angry as hell when
Yeah.
I found out what was happening with these children. And I had like some really big questions for the divine source. Like, how could you let this happen? What purpose does this serve? I was really, really, I had a lot of questions. And I insisted upon divine intervention. I didn't ask. I freaking insisted. Okay.
Can I tell you what the Rainbow Crew said about that?
Huh?
Can I share what the Rainbow Crew have to say about the children?
Yes, please, please, please
Because
share anything that they
I
have
choose
to
for
say.
them and ask them things. Come here. There's so much wind here. My Macy's just, she's going to get another hemp cookie here shortly. And it does help. It doesn't put them to sleep, but they're relaxed. But yeah,
Yes,
I asked the Rainbow Crew because no matter what I am pointing out or talking to them about, they are laughing. So they're in the vibration of pure joy, which is, I think, what we're working towards is pure enlightenment of,
yeah,
okay, so, but I want to point out that them being in this pure joy and enlightenment does not mean we don't stop the fuckers. It means,
yes,
I
yes.
enjoy, like, someone told me someone on social media, like, I don't know, whatever, started attacking me saying, you're teaching hate. And I said, I'm teaching love. I'm teaching we got to stop these assholes. We got to stop these fuckers.
Yeah, that's right. That's
the
right.
most thing we can do. And so when I asked the Rainbow Crew about this, they said, I mean, all they do is giggle and laugh. And all they said was, it is almost over. Okay.
Yes.
This happened so that we would learn from this and never allow it to happen again.
Yes.
This had to happen so we could understand what can happen when something separates from source so far and then can lure us away from source. We learn from this. Yes. We can be pulled away from source because most of us were. I was asleep. No, I wasn't intentionally hurt people, but I was still asleep. So the Rainbow Crew, I woke up the other night. Every time I woke up, I was dreaming. I don't even think I was dreaming. I was with them, actually. I always see them in this bubble ship. Okay, it's this big glass bubble and the ship is gold, sparkly gold color. And all their little faces are like looking out like this. And I was in there with them. And I'm not kidding you. We were blasting
I'm freaking jealous, Julia.
We were blasting them with our laser beam of love, and it was disintegrating all the bad guys. Like
I love it.
And they were laughing. I said, we can actually do this and be happy about it.
Yes, yes. I love that. When I heard that, I was so excited because I'm like, okay. I know that like forgiving you guys it's above my pay grade. Okay, I'm a light worker and I come from a higher dimension, but that is above my pay grade. So is punishing, like so is like really judging you. But just to know that we can punish you and be excited about it and still laugh, like I love it. I love it. Because like you're going back to source. Like we don't have to deal with you anymore, but we can vanquish you like and have fun. That was everything. That was everything to me. You know,
Yeah.
and finding out that those med beds were going to repair the children, it really gave me a lot of comfort.
Well, they're
It
already
really
using
did.
them with the children.
Yes, yes, this is what I heard. But I also heard like a couple of weeks ago that they had to euthanize some children that they brought up, and that kind of like it upset me a little bit because I don't know. I
We're,
just thought
we're
that
eternal beings, so all I did was
I'm still a
euthanize.
little naive, even though I'm grown. I'm a little naive. Like when I heard that it could be fixed, I'm like thinking total fix. There's nothing that can't be fixed. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Well,
I don't
we
know.
are eternal beings, and so
Mhm.
perhaps whatever, if that happened and they had to set them free, all they did is set them free from a costume that didn't serve them. And I'm going to tell you, there's so many angels with those children that that were even with them when things were going on. I'm going to say this, can sound crazy, but they've shown me, the angels have said, look, we literally separated them from what was happening, although their body is going through things and it's making sounds. I mean, this sounds graphic, but we were off soaring through the clouds with the little munchkin while their body's going through this. And there's just so much happening behind the scenes that all of these souls all these little babes will be released from all of these memories that will never happen again. They are, whether they're in angel school, literally angel school, or angel school here, I call it angel school, the med beds, whatever it is, they will completely be free. I see free from the memories, but they will also be aware of what happened, that they were part of a movement, but they won't have the psychological remembrance of it. But they will be told, now this is just what I got from the Rainbow Crew earlier today. They are part of the shift, but they won't feel the emotional pain, but they will talk about their experiences.
I love that. Because, I did hear in the message that we will be learning from the children.
This can never happen again. That's why this happened. It will never happen. It can never happen again.
It can't. It cannot. Listen. I'm not the hell if I have anything to do with it. It cannot. It cannot.
Okay. I'm like, okay, thank you for praying, but it's time to get your fucking sword out and start swinging.
Yes. We
need prayers, but we need you to be a fighter. Yeah,
that's right.
I'm a Leo, so I'm just born a warrior.
That's right.
Michael in front of me.
That's right. When I just imagine myself. Look, when I was listening to the video where you was like, oh, you had a dream and you was in the ship and you were just blasting those fuckers and you was giggling. So I'm listening to it, but it's daylight and I'm getting ready and I'm just punching and kicking and shit. My husband's looking at me.
Join in energetically, yes.
Yes, I was like, you're kicking the ass.
Yeah, they just laugh about it. It's so much fun. We're like, swoop, we're just going all over the place and blasting.
I love that. I totally love that.
Yeah.
One more question regarding the Rainbow Children.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be with everyone? Will everyone get to play with them? Will everyone get to know them? Will everyone get to share space and time with them? Like, and I don't mean everyone as far as everyone, because not everyone will make the choice to go. But I mean, like, childlike souls like me that is like thousands of years old, will I get to see them? Like, will I get to play? I don't know what I'm going to ask, but I think I did. Will we get to experience their beautiful energy, like on like a normal basis? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Yes.
Well, and they're saying that's the difference in New Earth. You're already experiencing it. Like you started giggling when you showed up. Just the light. Okay, so you're already experiencing them. There's no normal anything anymore. And so I want to connect with them to where if I saw them in what we consider an existence here, I don't know that I would feel different right now than how I connect with them every day, because I'm so connected to them. So that is just working on, you can get that connection so strong that yes, we are everywhere and we will be everywhere and everyone will get to know us. and we are all connected. So if you meet one of us, you've met a million of us. And I'm just using numbers that are popping out right now. If you meet one, you will feel all of us. And I have chills right now. I do want to say,
yes. Right here.
I asked them, I said, because they told me their name was the Rainbow Crew. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Okay, why do you call yourself that? Like, this is the conversation. And I said, what makes you separate from other organizations that use the rainbow as their symbol? And they said, because we are the crew, which includes, by the way, me and you. This is the crew. We're laying the groundwork for them. We're doing the work for them, and they know that. And so we are part of the Rainbow Crew. But the divine Jesus consciousness, Christ consciousness energy that they hold, that is what makes them unique as and not a separate, just part of the crew. That's their way of being part of the crew. And they're divine healers. Like, they're going to walk in a room, they can just run through the room and touch everyone, and everyone's just going to heal instantly as soon as they touch them.
Wow.
I've met 2 of them, one online, and I've actually held one of them. And it is like holding a crystal that is turned on times 100. And I literally was shaking. I didn't know I had to be prepared to hold them.
Wow.
It's wild. And they can be born to parents that are not awake yet. They're here to awaken them. They're not just born to awakened families. They're even born to sleepers because they help awaken.
Yeah, so, I was born to my family for that reason. I don't think I did a good job with them. I didn't do a good job. I tried though. I really did try.
We were just born into our family so that we chose our family so we could learn from them.
Yeah. I didn't do a good job with them. They were 2 deads. Okay. And
it wasn't about us saving them. We weren't here to save them. We were here to rise up from everything around us. Our family was part of our journey of us rising above that even.
Wow.
And we're not here to save our family. We're here for them to help us realize I have to rise above this people-pleasing mode, this I'm a good or bad girl mode. So they're here to help us, because a lot of us feel like either we don't fit in our family, our bio family, or that they've been judging us. It's because we were supposed to rise into self-love.
Oh.
We didn't need love from anyone in our family, but we kept, because we were programmed that we have to try to get it from someone who, even our family, our parents and our siblings have their own wounds that they carried in this lifetime. And I love that question, Rabbit Warren, because, how can we stop every child from being hurt ever again? By learning from what we're going through right now.
That's right.
Yeah. And I told my private group this morning, when the VAX, I don't know if I can say the word, but when the pandemic started, I said, you are to shelter your children and not let them see what's happening. I literally, that was the message. Now the message has changed. Now with everything that's going to unfold, and this is going to get ugly. Things that we're going to be shown have been going on, who we trusted, who we looked up to. The message now is you will show and discuss this with your children. They need to know the truth so that this never happens again. They are the future. So we can't teach them from, there's been clones or there's been this or that. We have to teach them and say, look what you are here to change. And I have chills everywhere. Wow. So we don't need to protect them moving forward. We need to show them the truth. And I'm not talking about main media junk crap. When the truth comes out, it's important for parents and grandparents and caregivers. You sit down with your children and you discuss what happened, and you discuss, this is whatever you believe in. You discuss, for me, that this has been going on for over 10,000 years. And you discuss how we got here. That this dark thing separated from source and somehow created other dark things, at least what I've been shown, and found a way, a wormhole to get into this beautiful place and said, okay, let's take over. So I think this is deep now, but I mean, I want parents to know there was a time we were to shelter them, but now is the time they are the future. They have to know what they are changing.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. That is so,
Why
that's
they
so
came.
true.
They came to change this, so they need to know why.
So true. One more question before I let you go, and I hope I can
Anything.
get you up here again. I really enjoyed this. This is so
Anytime.
much fun. Um, Now I heard, I saw you. I thought I have to revert back to. I was watching your video. I'm like, okay, I'm stalking this woman.
Thank you. Thank you. I know, I appreciate it.
She, when I heard about that, you heal birds.
Yeah.
When was the first time you healed a bird, and how did you know that you could do such an awesome thing?
I guess I knew it.
How?
I guess I knew it because the bird hit my damn window. I went outside and held it. I think my dog's gonna start barking, so put these back in. Okay, good question.
Right.
Yeah, I have a picture even on my YouTube. It's just Julia Treat, and I have a picture of a bird sitting on my hand. It's Donna that I healed. Um, and so years ago, I moved into this house with my boyfriend of 12 years now, and I moved in, and he has this deck where I do all my work on this deck. I'm actually in Connecticut right now, but where I live, my main house is Pennsylvania, and on our deck it's all windows. And so when I moved in, what don't you know? I start realizing like birds are hitting our windows, and I'm like, and it's a thud, and I'm like, oh my god, birds are hitting. First bird, run out. Now I already have been attuned to Reiki and theta healing, and you know I call on the angels. I know what to do, but I have never like, oh my god, I walk out, this bird is laying on the ground upside down, not breathing. Now I'm not asking anything. I'm just intuitive, whatever, motheringly. I'm picking up a bird and I'm holding it in my hands, and I just instantly just turned on the energy and called Archangel Michael and Ariel, the angel that watches over animals. And I sat there and I worked on the bird, but I'm talking to the bird the whole time. And I'm saying, you can do this, honey. You are amazing. You're beautiful. You've got this. I'm so sorry you hit that window. Now, I know those birds started hitting the window to teach me. How would I have known I could do that if a bird never hit my window? Now, I hate to say that I do feel some things sacrificed to teach us, but it's sacrificed, but not in a way because it was brought back to life. So
Right.
that was my first, and I was like, oh, okay, it's starting to breathe again. Now, I never had any doubt, I guess. Who knows why? I just didn't. Never had any fear of any of this either. But it started, breathing, and then it starts, blinking its eyes, and it turns out you have to be very patient. I do believe more people can do this. Very patient, and I'm talking to them, and I'm loving them. I'm giving them time. And I would say maybe 10 to 15 birds that I've done that with. And then it happened in a Sedona retreat when we were I was getting ready to lead the group in a past life regression, and a bird hit the window, and they all watched it happen. Watched. I don't want to say I brought the bird back because I'm not about ego at all, but that bird came back to life while they watched me do the work and call in the team.
Wow, that is super, super awesome. I'm so excited. I'm loving so. Okay, now I said one more question.
I got time. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere.
Are there any other animals? Of course, are there any other animals that you have like this kind of in tuneness with, or that is just a natural thing with? It's just a natural. It's not necessarily a thing in tune with birds per se, but just a healing energy that you can manifest.
Yeah, I do, because I have done that with humans too, or people on this journey. I've worked with kids with their parents' permission on the 5th dimensional level without the children knowing it. The parents are giving me permission. Example, one little girl was getting ready to have a feeding tube in her stomach. She was 9 years old, and she was starving herself for no reason. She could eat. And I said, if you let me work with her and just see, I can't guarantee anything, but let me see. So when I go in that 5th dimensional plane, I'm working with this little baby, this beautiful girl, and I'm talking with her, and we're discussing things. What she did is she carried over her life in the Holocaust, and so she was starving herself as a memory of that lifetime. And all I did was talk with her. Jesus was there with me, and Archangel Michael. I do the work with them. And we're cutting course to that past life, and I'm telling her it's time to forget that. It's over. Do you know she was set up for an appointment, it was either 2 weeks or 4 weeks later, to get a feeding tube. She went, her mother kept a journal and said, every entry, even if it was a bite, anything different, I said, just keep track. She kept this journal, and when she went back to the doctor later, she actually was at the appropriate weight. She didn't need a feeding tube. So
Wow.
I know you asked about connection with animals, and I do feel very connected with all animals. Actually, a horse was actually getting ready. He was on his way that he was going to die. And I worked with him, and he just had a broken spirit, like a throwaway horse. He wanted to be racing, and his owner had just put him in some kind of pasture with other horses, forgotten about it. And I worked with that horse for about 2 weeks. I actually attuned that horse to Reiki. I said, you are going to be a healing horse now. Well, actually, I was told you're going to attune the horse to Reiki. And so I'm asking God, how do I attune a horse to Reiki? Because God said, you attune the horse's back because that's where they do their healing. It makes sense because people ride on the back.
Yes.
So I attuned the horse, and he ended up, it's a long story short because this is a long story. He ended up, though, being adopted by a girl who wanted him to be a race. So he healed. He was emaciated. He was just, I started crying when I saw him the first time. And when I touched him, it was a horse that had no spirit. And I've never experienced that before. That was the lowest of the low I could feel. That horse, though, a few months later had found his new home, and he was competing statewide, and he was winning.
Yes.
I mean, I can't believe this shit.
Damn you, that's you trying to count me out. I'm still out here.
I can't believe this shit either. Believe me, I witnessed this. I'm like, this, you can't make this shit up.
Yes, I freaking love it. I love it. And the best part is that we're gonna get so much more of it. It's gonna be like our new reality, and it's already our new reality. And I'm so excited. You know, I was telling my husband, I'm like, you know, this lady, she's a big deal. You know, I mean, I know that in the grand scheme of things,
thank you, but I don't.
Big deal.
I'm just like you. People say I don't get it. I don't understand that. Thank you, but nope.
I said to my husband, I said she's a big deal because she's all and I'm referring to like the healing of the birds. Like you had me at when I healed a bird. Okay.
You know, I forgot to say the birds are actually angelic family will come as birds a lot. And so that makes sense why I'd be so connected with birds, because I'm connected with the angelic realm so much.
See,
so it's almost like I'm just healing my angelic, family, which we're all doing anyway. But yeah,
I love it. I love it because in the form of third dimensional world, like when someone is established, okay, in your own right, okay, you are an established woman in spirituality and in life experience, and ego ran a lot of the third dimensional world. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to talk to her. Like, she's nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, when you instantly was just like, yeah, sure, I'll come on your show, I was just like blown away. I'm like, we're all awesome, yes, but she's awesome. Like, like this is the new wave. Like, all awesome people just like getting together. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, it was everything. And I appreciate you so much for that, because
oh my God, I'm blessed to be on here.
A lot to me,
I think we're learning the real true meaning of community. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. There was a time, not too long ago, I kind of did that separation from I'm too accessible. Mm-hmm. But I had to learn how to be me, but be accessible. And if that makes sense, because you can be so accessible that you get thousands of messages and then you're like, you feel bad because you can't answer.
Yes. Yes.
Woman, reaching out to me in email, and I literally just texted her back, and she said, I have felt invisible for 30 years, and you just made me feel like someone sees me. And I'm like, oh my God, of course I see you.
Yes.
So I get it.
Because I always say, I started my show off with reminding people that we are all equally important. Like I made the example of like the Avengers, like they're all awesome, right? Yeah. And we're all just fighting for the same great cause, but we're not sitting around saying, hey, Wonder Woman, you're so awesome, and hey, Thor, you're pretty awesome. We just all know that we're awesome, and we have like a kinship together. It's a real community without all of the ego, and it is just like the most wonderful, extraordinary thing that I've been waiting for. I feel like all my life. It's like it's like almost like before I used to be afraid to enjoy something, because the way how it was set up is like, okay, you're enjoying this, I'm gonna take it away from you. You know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
seemed that's how life was working. You know, like if I enjoyed someone's company, they, you know, if something just happens. If I enjoyed a job, something, it just,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense, but it just seemed like it was dangerous
That's the
to
spell.
enjoy
So
things.
that's the black magic spell that they put us under. So
Yes.
anything that they find joy in is going to be removed. So that is the spell, and that is broken. So that's why
Yes.
we're all starting to like realize, wow, life really can be like this.
Yes.
The spell was broken. They can't. It doesn't work anymore.
I absolutely love that. And this is a true demonstration. You know, I mean, you know, God is really showing out. I just wanted to say that.
I know this.
God is
I know
really
I'm supposed to
showing
talk
out.
about the Rainbow Crew anywhere that I can. He made that very clear. Although I just told him recently, forget it. I can't do Facebook anymore. That is a cesspool. I refuse. So I actually
Yes, yeah,
deleted my
I'm
page.
off of there. I am totally off of there. They can't.
Yeah.
Well, they blocked me so many times because when I first went down the rabbit hole, I was taking it to them about everything I found. I must have 10,000 screenshots. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm in the Q army. All right, Semper Digitalis. I'm about to shoot them down. Let's go. Yeah, I would be posting so many memes, so much information, trying to get them to see. When I found out about the adrenochrome and just all of the evil things, you know, just like, because some things I was aware of only by intuition, you know, because I have a strong intuition. I would know some people I can't be around because I would get physically sick, you know, like I would be like, oh no, I can't, you know, because at first I would try to like, if there was like a chaotic environment, I would try to bring harmony to the situation. But if when it would draw too much energy out of me, and then I start to get a headache, I got to get away from these people. You know,
I'm going to tell you what
Yeah.
I found works a lot better, because I used to be that harmony and love in this space.
Yes.
And I rise so much in my power now. I'm like, do you know who the fuck you're dealing with? Do you know who, like, this room is so filled with light just because I'm in here. So y'all better just like, you know, open your heart. No, I mean, it's an energetic shift when you're really, and you're there. It's that energetic shift of man, I am so powerful that nothing dark can even be here.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is fun, Red Pill. Yeah, this is a blast. This has been a blast. I can't believe it's already been almost an hour.
I know. Thank you so much, Julia. Listen, we must.
Oh, you're welcome.
We must do this again.
Yes,
we must do this again.
Happy to.
Thank you so much. And I want to talk to you again the next time you come on about your workshop, so that you know the people that are on my channel, they can because I think that would be a good thing for not just my listeners, but for me as well. So I would just like to talk about it more whenever you get the chance, and we can just email with that regard, and you know, to set that up. And with the Rainbow Crew, listen, I'm any developments, anything that they have to say, any way I can help to forge ahead, I will be right there with you guys, and I'm willing to do anything to be with you guys.
I love it. I want to say that, let your listeners know too that by the way, you can get a free copy of my ebook on my website, juliatreat.com. There's a free copy up on my homepage, upper left-hand corner, free copy. But I'm glad you brought up the workshop. So Spiritual Boot Camp is something I created. It's 28 days. And just heads up, if you want to get on the list so you know it's going to start February 1st. It's amazing you brought it up because we didn't talk about this ahead of time. But the Spiritual Boot Camp, when I first launched it years ago, was $555. And lots of people got on. I dropped it to 47 because I wanted to reach everyone. But starting February 1st, because we need so many people to do this at the same time. I'm doing 28 days for $28. I am live every single day, putting the 5D spin on every lesson every day. And so if you get on my website, you'll be on my email list, but you'll be able to sign up January 30th or 31st. That's when we'll have the sales page up under Spiritual Bootcamp on my page. but it goes live. We start February 1st. If you want to join me, I will be there with you every day.
Yes, yes.
We're going to turn this up. Turn it up.
So much.
Thank you,
Thank
honey.
you so much, Julia, my Julia Sweet Treat. And thank you so much
Love
to
you,
the
everyone.
Rainbow Crew. Namaste to all of you. You have
Namaste,
my
everyone.
love and my admiration. Thank you so much for joining us when you could be anywhere else. Namaste.
Namaste. Hearts up, wings out.